Hey everyone, Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures. Thought I'd do another pop-up this afternoon. I've got a little bit of everything I could show, so y'all can just let me know what you're interested in. We'll give a few minutes for some people to get in here. I think I'm the only one right now, so I'm talking to myself. Looks like somebody else just popped in. How you doing this afternoon? Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures. Hey, Vickup. And it's so hard to see the names on the phone, so I'm going to look over at my computer. Kona Morabe, thank you for coming in. I figured I had a pop up the other day. It was a lot of fun, went really well, so I thought I'd do another one. Actually, can show a little bit of everything today. I put ephemera and books in the title, but I have some old vintage t-shirts from the 70s. I have some ephemera. I have some books I could show. So everybody just let me know what you want to see. Then, of course, I've got all the usual stuff, glassware and those types of things as well. Hey, Cole's Cottage Creation, TZM, K McKellar 51. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday so far. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We did not do much of anything this weekend, which is always good. Hey, Portuguese Picker, thanks for coming in. So I'll tell you what, let me just start off by showing some, I guess we'll start off with some ephemera since that's what I put in the title. And if you see anything you're interested in, just let me know. Let you know what it'll take to start it. Or if you just want to hang out and see what I got. I know if you're like me, I love looking at old stuff. So welcome in. So where's everybody from? Oh, cool. I'm glad you're here, Portuguese Picker. Yeah, these lives are a lot of fun. I very rarely schedule lives. I almost always just do a pop up. So welcome in. Fresno, California, Texas. I have a daughter who lives in Texas. She lives in Spring, Texas. So let's see what all I've got here. I'll just pull this box of stuff here. Let's see what else in here. Another box of stuff too. Let's see. Let me grab this box as well. Here, let me just kind of show you what all I got here. This is why I like to have pop-ups because I got so much stuff. So like all the boxes up there on top are just cram packed full of ephemera. More stuff down here. Got this whole box of ephemera, that whole box of ephemera. So I've definitely got stuff. Yeah, for anybody who hasn't been with me before, I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee. Franklin Hill Ventures is the name I go under. My name is Stuart, and I have a couple of antique malls or a couple of antique booths in malls here in the Knoxville area. Also selling a ton of other online platforms and do live streams here on Knickknacks. So welcome in. All right, well, let's see what I have. These are some things I think that came from my booth at one time. I think these are cool. They're probably from the 1800s, but some engravings. This one here is Lewis Cass, who was a U.S. Senator from Michigan. Most likely these were in a book, so they're book plates. But very, very old. Pretty good condition for its age. But I have all kind of stuff like that. Like if anybody likes old bill heads, I have those. So yeah, if you see something you're interested in, just chime in, and I can let you know what it'll take. I know, like, it seems like knickknacks so far, just in my experience, like my last pop-up was glassware, and it does seem like there's a lot more glassware people on here than, say, ephemera people, like you see on some of the other platforms. But if anybody likes old bill heads, here's a bunch of early 1900s bill heads with some really great artwork. I think there's 7 of these from the Edie Keys and Company wholesale grocers in, let's see, Rutland, Vermont, I think is where those are from. I like to see how much stuff cost back then. So like, here's, these must have been magazines maybe. I don't know, whatever Danner cats are. And then it says Town Talk, Old Honesty. Perhaps those are magazines of some sort. Here was like boxes of soap, here's a box of yeast for 58 cents on that one. So you got bill heads. Here's another cool etching right here. This one is an Elisha Kent Kane, who was a U.S. explorer. And this is, if I can get it out, that one's really cool. I like his dog down there. Yeah, it says likeness from the latest photograph from life. Likeness from the latest photograph from life. So I'm not sure the exact year, but probably from the 1800s. Does anybody in here collect ephemera or like ephemera? I mean, I have old stock certificates. I have a bunch of old handwritten letters from the 1800s. Probably have postcards somewhere that I could dig out. Photographs, pretty much anything you can think of, I probably have it. Yeah, speaking of old letters, this is pretty cool here. This is from 1760. And it's an old French document from the House of Orleans. So you see the stamp up here. But it's still like held together with, it's hard to see, but there's like string on the side that holds it together. But yeah, I love old stuff like this. So let's see, I have ephemera. Let me show these t-shirts that I have. They're really, really, really cool. Hey, Robin Nest Resale, P. Miller, Dennis Thorpe, thanks for stopping by. Don't really have an agenda today. Just thought I would go live, see if anybody had any interest in any of the stuff I have. Let me pull these shirts around here. So I have all these, I believe these are from the 70s. So they're all by a company called Vanderbilt, and they're mostly either polyester or Orline. So we have this bicentennial one here. We have, I'm not sure what that one is, just kind of, I don't know, looks like some kind of computer or something, or graffiti maybe. I think it's graffiti on the side of a building is what that is. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy popping up occasionally, Robin. It keeps me from having to do the mundane listing that I've been doing the rest of the day today. So, you know, it's a nice little break. And I saw there was a show, you know, the train starts at 4 something. So I thought, you know, hey, I'll go on for 30 minutes, an hour or so. I love this one. And all these are like new old stock. If you look, they, you know, they still have like pieces, I guess, of what held them together. But if you look, this one's, I don't know, some kind of fantasy scene. And this one is 100% polyester. They're almost all polyester, if you can see that. And it's called It's a Knit by Vanderbilt. Let's see what other designs we have. There's another one of the 1776 ones. This one's kind of cool right here. And this one is actually made of Orline, which that's not a material you really see too much anymore, I don't think. But yeah, you got that one. Thought that one was extremely, extremely cool. I don't know what else in here. A lot of them are the same, I think. Just looking to see if there were any different designs. But yeah, if you see a design you like, let me know, and then I can see what sizes I have. Here's a rodeo rider. That one is 100% polyester. Yeah, they're These things will definitely shed water. So Portuguese Portuguese picker. If you see something like I don't have anything in my catalog, so if you see something you want to bid on, just let me know and I'll add it. And then I'll let you know what it'll take to start it. Then I'll add it to the catalog and start the auction. I mean, sometime when I do shows, if I schedule them in advance, I'll actually load load the whole catalog up with stuff, and then you can go through and tell me what to run. But this one here, I just decided to go live at the last second, so I'm just digging through boxes and seeing what I have. So yeah, if you see something you're interested in, just pop it in the chat, and I'll let you know what it would take to start the auction. You can let me know, yeah, I'm good with that or not. Then I'll add it and then start it. So wait, there was this shirt. Hey, Finders Pickers Paper, thanks. Come in. Yeah, it's a lot like Whatnot Portuguese Picker. Same concept. I'm not sure what this one is. But yeah, there's quite a few different designs in here. I guess it's a picture of the earth, maybe. Anyway, I have a whole like stash of these shirts. So yeah, there was another one of those again. So anyway, let me know if you want to look at any more of those or if you have any interest in any of those shirts. Yeah, I mean, and you're right. I mean, Whatnot is less a community and more just a marketplace, where Knickknacks has very much a community feel, and you have all the website with the different, well, not just the website, the app with all the different chats and everything. So I'm loving Knickknacks so far. And yeah, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you can come over to knickknacks.net. That's NIKNAX.net, and then you can actually come over and bid or purchase things. So yeah, check out if you go to the Knickknacks homepage and search for Franklin Hill Ventures, all one word, I do have about 300 things, I think, in my store. So I have a ton of stuff, mainly, well, I won't say mainly, it's a little bit of everything, but a lot of glassware, things of that. So yeah, and if you like vintage, I mean, that's, for the most part, everything on Knickknacks is vintage. There's some collectibles that probably aren't technically vintage, but, they've tried to keep things mostly under the vintage, antique, or collectible umbrella. So let's see what else we have in here. This is kind of cool here. It's from 1874. And it's like an old Internal Revenue tax stamp. So this particular one was for cigars. If you can see the graphics up there. But my guess is, you would get this, and then when you paid your taxes, they would stamp or punch out the coupon where you paid. So anyway, yeah, that one's from 1874 there. And here's just a bunch of like cabinet cards. This one's from Cleveland, Ohio. It's LaBitches or something like that. Studio there. There's a cute baby. That one does not. Oh yeah, it's from Chattanooga, Tennessee. So just down the road from me. Hey, welcome in, Vintage Wisco, Second Chances. Anybody else I missed, thanks for stopping in. I just decided to do a quick pop-up this afternoon. I was going through some stuff and thought people might be interested in seeing it, whether you want to purchase anything or not. Hopefully you enjoy looking at it. I know I always like looking at shows when people are opening up boxes or doing those sorts of things. Look at this baby. That's hilarious. And congratulations on getting approved to sell, Portuguese Picker. That one does not have a studio name on it. And then here's another baby. So we have several baby pictures there. That one is from, let's see where my magnifying glass is. That one's from Blissfield, Michigan. Anybody know where Blissfield, Michigan is? So So anything in particular that anybody's interested in seeing, I can let you know if I have it. And as I mentioned, I have a ton of ephemera, which is what I put in the title. But really, we can pretty much look at anything. Here's a newspaper from 1976 that celebrates the bicentennial. Yeah, vintage Wisco. You go to estate sales or antique shops and you see all those pictures, and you do wonder, how did they make their journey from the family to wherever their final destination was. Although, when I go to estate sales, a lot of times, I mean, they'll be selling off, whole like family albums and things of that nature. And um, I mean, I've even at some estate sales I've gone to, you'll find filing cabinets they haven't gone through. I ask, hey, can I go through this? And they're like, sure. And you'll find like all kind of documents. And in those cases, I'll always tell whoever's running the estate sale, hey, you may want to pull these out because, you're talking some identity theft there. But, ooh, do I happen to have the book about the Indian Wars, specifically the Nez? I don't think so. Robin's Nest resale. I mean, is that something you've seen that I've had before? I'm trying to remember if I have had that. It doesn't ring a bell, though. Here's a real photo postcard of I would think it's a World War I soldier. You can date these real photo postcards by the stuff around where you place the stamp. And when I did some research on this one, I think it was from probably the 1910s. So most likely World War I there. If anybody likes postcards, here's a bunch of train postcards, it looks like. I think all these have trains of some sort of them. So I don't know if there's any train collectors in here. Normally for these kind of shows, I'd flip the camera around, but I don't have any room on behind the camera there to put anything down right now. Hey, KK, the one and only, Rochelle 56. Thanks for coming in. Just kind of showing stuff, kind of like the pop-up I did on Friday, although Friday was more of an unboxing, I guess, where, this is stuff. Well, some of it's unboxings, but a lot of it's stuff I just have laying around here in my office to list or to take to the mall or do whatever with. And I thought, well, I'll just pop up and show some of it on Knickknacks and see if there's any interest in anything. So I did look and see there's a train coming up starting around 4:15, so that should be fun. So hopefully everybody will stick around for that. Here's some slides of some sort. I'm not sure what's on these. Looks like the date I see on it's April of 1960. Here's some more photographs. So, like you were saying, you just wonder, what the story behind all these people are. Well, there's somebody who's been fishing in front of a dam. It just says 1955. So I'm not sure what dam that is. It looks kind of like Percy Priest in Nashville, but I'm not sure if that's where it is. It doesn't have a location or anything. Looks like you got a family camping here. And check out the wide tie there. That one's from 1971. And does anybody else do like me? So you look at an old picture like this, what's the first thing you notice? My eyes go directly to the things in the background, and I think it would be really cool to have that. I could sell that in my booth, but I could definitely sell like that pendant lamp there. And I'm not sure what kind of piece of artwork that is there, but it looks really cool as well. There's somebody else who's been fishing. Yeah, the rest of these look pretty mundane. Just a bunch of, I think I grouped them together because they were just a bunch of miscellaneous color pictures. Like here's a bunch of moms. I have no idea where that is, but yep, and it definitely was the 1970s. I could have told you that without even looking at the date on the back, but it did have the date on the back, so we did know it was the 70s. Here's a bunch of postcards of some sort. They look to be a little older. I don't think they're chrome, at least. So far, they all look like they're foreign. So not sure if anybody has any interest in postcards. And I have no idea how many are in this stack. Hey, Annie63, thanks for stopping in. For anybody just joining, I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. And just kind of on a whim thought, hey, I'll do a pop-up show on knickknacks this afternoon. Maybe stay on 30 minutes to an hour. Just to be honest, it's kind of a break from listing. I've been listing all morning. Well, I took a little break to go out to my antique malls. And hey, I just sold something on eBay. Yay. So, you know, I really don't want to get back to work. So it's more fun to visit with friends. So here's some kind of ad for a bar in Paris. I mean, it's a postcard, but it's an ad for Luigi's Bar in Paris. And it says, let's see, the meeting place for Americans in Paris there. See if it's got a date on it. 19, I can't read the date, but I would guess like maybe 50s or something. So, hey, Flora Bim, thanks for stopping by. Looks like check out the hat on her. Another real photo postcard there. Then you have some Victorian trade cards, or a Victorian trade card. And says she looked good to him. This one's from 1916. Hey, Attic on the Beach, Sig J, thanks for stopping by. So what's everybody doing today? Anybody else being productive today? I actually was pretty productive this morning. I got quite a few things listed. Went out and found I'd sold a piece of furniture at one of my antique malls. So that's always exciting. Although, you know, it's like when you sell it was a curio cabinet or a hutch, and it had about 1 million things in it. So, you know, I had to go. I mean, they had actually done a pretty good job of taking everything off and putting it neatly in different places. But, you know, I still had to go in and fill the empty spot and find homes for all the stuff they'd taken out. So, I mean, I'll never complain about selling furniture, but, you know, it is sometimes a challenge to get the booth back in order when you sell a big piece that was, you know, full of a bunch of stuff. So, oh, let's see what else we've got in here. Let me pull down another box and just see what's in it. Oh, let's see here. Now, I'm not sure what's all in this box here. Looks like these are butter labels of some sort. Clearview Farms in Harleysville, Pennsylvania, if anybody knows where that is. Looks like these are maybe letters of some sort. Yeah, they do still have the letters in them. Let's just pull one out. See what's in it. It says, "Dear Mom and Dad." So this is a mom and dad. "Today has been quite an unusual day for me. Part of it you know already, that we had the day off today from school for election day." That was since it's election day here. "This was really silly since if the students wanted to vote, they would have already made arrangements for that by the time the announcement was made last week." So does anybody remember when we actually used to write really long letters back home? So this is from Eddie. It doesn't have a date on it. Let's see when these are from. Looks like they're from this looks like they're all from 1970. So not really old, although I guess now that's like 50 years ago. Because I was born in 67 and I'm 56, so soon to be 57. Well, I can get it back in the envelope. It won't fit in the envelope for some reason. We'll just stick it right there. There's some vegetable can labels. Hey, yeah. Yeah, I like myself as a youngster. Here's a label for a can of lima beans. Here's some canceled checks. These are from 1918, the Illinois Brewing Company, so that's pretty cool. If you collect brewery stuff, then there's a brewery check. That would have been 1918. Would that have been, when did Prohibition start? So just turned 69. Well, congratulations. And then here's one from just the King's National Bank, also from 1918, though. Nice artwork on there. Yeah, I mean, we have all kind of old letters and stuff. You know, there are family letters. And of course, nobody writes letters anymore. Everything's done electronically. Some kind of Masonic stuff there. Here's something called The Third Friday, and it said the book was signed 2 weeks before, I guess, the author's death. Let's see what this is about. There's the author right there. And it's from 1991. I don't know what it's about, but it looks like some kind of history book. It's got pictures of different things in there. Here's some little magazines, the Junior Post Hoppers. Looks like they're from the 1950s. Looks like they were distributed by the dairy. Anybody remember Duncan Hines ice cream? I didn't know they made ice cream. So well, let's see if there's doesn't look like there's just a ton of interest in Ephemera today, which, like I said, I don't know that really the Knickknacks platform has been that big on Ephemera, unlike some of the other places that I sell. I mean, I did do one Ephemera show and did pretty well, but you know, it was planned in advance too. So let me flip the camera around. And like this is all my inventory that I have listed. So um, we could, you know, I know I've done a pop up before where I've shown stuff there and, pulled stuff out and listed it or ran it. Let me move that. Let me move this out of the way. We can just kind of start over here. I mean, I have a lot of China. If you've been in my shows before, you've heard me mention my wife calls me the China King of Knoxville. Oh, is there any interest in old books? I do have a lot of old books out here. Some of it's left over from another show that I did, but most of these are antiques or vintage at least. So not sure if there's anything that anybody wants to see there. I thought these were cool, the Pac-Man mugs. I think they're probably from the 80s. There's like a BP map set, some movies, more China. I sell so much China. In fact, I sold 18 dinner plates to one person the other day, and that was fun to package. Here's a nice little art glass swan there, sugar and creamer. There's some shot glasses and brewery glasses, more China. And then down on the bottom, it's pretty much all plates down there. And then we have this pewter, sugar and creamer with a pewter bottom, some walnut bowls back there, some kind of figurine, it looks like there. Yeah, some kind of carving of a man. It's like an incense burner right here. Some bells. A pitcher. Some books. Looks like a pressed glass little sugar bowl, maybe. Not sure what that is. Got puzzles on the top. I sell a little bit of everything, as you can see. Let's see what this is. It's like a wooden plate. That's all just plates. Some like carnival glass. Candle holders there. Like some apple china, Franciscan. Some little carvings. It's like a fire truck maybe, or some kind of truck. And then as we get over here, there's a San Francisco plate, some beer mugs. Looks like some seashells. A lot of ephemera here. I'm not sure what that is. A lantern slide. Looks like some kind of cartoon on the lantern slide. Who remembers her? It's not strawberry. That's not strawberry. Is that strawberry shortcake? I don't think it's strawberry shortcake, but it's from that same time frame. And you can see I've got so much stuff though. Like the metal, like parakeet or cockatiel. What would that be? I have cockatiel in my listing, I think, but then somebody messaged me and said it wasn't. Here's a little souvenir from Corpus Christi, Texas, made of a seashell. Got the picture of a drawbridge in there. Let me know if you see anything you want me to stop on. There's a lacquerware bowl and then a Washington, D.C. souvenir. As you can see, I'm heavy on the China, like on my other marketplaces. Hey, it's going well. I was just trying to keep from doing work, so I thought I would go live on Knickknacks. I've been listing all day, and to be honest, got tired of it, so thought I'd take a break and I'm only going to probably be on here about another 15 minutes, and then I probably do need to get back to work. You know, all this stuff I have to list doesn't list itself. I wish it did, but sound like a lot of the other people in here were listing today as well. So hopefully I'm not distracting you too bad. There's another incense burner. That one's kind of cool. So what does everybody mostly sell or collect, or like, I don't really collect anything. I used to collect a lot of things, but now I just pretty much, buy to resell. And I just like knowing that I owned cool stuff for even a short period of time. This was kind of cool. It's a old vintage Sears magnifying glass, and it's really, really strong. Thought these clown glasses were extremely creepy. Anything clowns is extremely creepy. Here's some old books. Oh, no worries. Yeah, well, I guess at least Facebook is back up to some extent now. I thought I'd been hacked earlier, like I'm sure a lot of people did, because it was asking me or telling me my password wasn't correct, and I wasn't expecting it to be down. So I was glad when I heard they were just down. I love this coffee pot here, the weather vane pattern from Edwin Knowles, I think it is. So yeah, like I said, everybody make sure you check out my store on knickknacks. Also, you can go to franklinhillventures.com, and that has links to all my social media pages. And you can follow me on Instagram. Yeah, I would have never guessed that from your name, Finder Pickers Paper. So, and that's probably, I mean, ephemera is probably the closest thing to stuff I collect now. And even that, I mean, I'll keep it for a while and I'll usually move it out and sell it. Like, I don't have any particular thing like postcards or, photos that I'm like looking for specific things to fill a collection or anything. But I guess ephemera is probably my favorite thing to go look for, just because of all the stories and stuff that are involved with it. So anyway, you had kind of had a little quick tour of my all my inventory right there. Um, yeah, for those who came Friday and bought stuff from me, I appreciate it. All that stuff shipped out, and it should be on its way. I'm not sure if anybody's got their stuff yet or not. But everything, probably not, because today's just Tuesday and that was Friday. So yeah, it all got dropped off at the post office yesterday morning. So you should be getting it probably middle of the week, depending on where you live. I know April lives in Canada. It may take her stuff a little longer to get there. But so, excuse me. Yeah, as far as my rest of the afternoon, as soon as I get off here, I'm going to get back to listing really what I've been working on. This is my kind of my queue of stuff right here. So next up, it's all this stuff's next up to list, and then if we go out to the garage, here, let's just walk out there and I'll show you what I'm pulling from next. But yeah, like all this is ephemera finders pickers paper. I mean, every bit of this is just stuff that I need to go through, as well as up here. So I have a lot of it. And it's all this over here. That's all ephemera as well. And in those boxes down there. So, I mean, I could. The problem is finders pickers paper. I don't know that I have that much of any given thing. But at some point, I mean, I might try to like put together some like bigger reseller type watts, but I really need to go through everything first. Most of that stuff that I bought in bulk, and it's stuff some of it I've gone through, some of it I haven't, but um, let me flip the camera around. So yeah, so this is, if you were in my show Friday, you saw all this, but like this is where I've got all this stuff to go through, and I know it just looks like a mess, which it kind of is, um, but literally we cleaned out a whole house, and this is kind of some of the end of we've cherry picked out a lot of the good stuff, I guess, and easy stuff to list. So now the rest of it, I just need to go through and basically, create 3 piles, either sell, donate, or take it to the dump. So here's where I do all my shipping. All my boxes and stuff are over here. And then this is kind of my shipping station right here, like packing materials and such. So this is where all the shipping magic happens. And this was somebody who closed their antique booth and gave me all their stuff. So, I mean, sometimes I do a good job getting through stuff. The problem is when I get bulk, like if I get like 2 or 3 estates all within a couple of weeks of one another, I just can't keep up with the volume coming in because I'm pretty much a one-man show. Here's the stuff we ran through last week, and do have some furniture over here that I need to fix and get cleaned up. And then we also do private label jams, jellies, pickles, salsas. If anybody's watched me on the other platform, I sell those over there, and they're actually been a really big seller for us. We have a ton of different varieties, as you can see. So, hey, Purple Haze. I was actually just kind of getting ready to wrap up. It was more just a this was more just a pop up. I really didn't have any expectations to sell anything since I didn't really have a plan on what I was going to sell. But it was, if anything, more of a diversion, or not a diversion, but a break from listing that I've been doing all day, which gets a little tedious, as I'm sure most everybody in here can identify with. So I may try to actually schedule a show. I don't know, in the next week or two. I tend to, I don't know, when I spend so much time getting ready for lives that, I just think, can I spend that time maybe better listing somewhere else and then just doing these pop-ups and such. But I don't know, maybe one night, Amy, I know Amy and I'll do these shows together if we do them in the evenings. So let me see what I missed in the chat here. Yeah, and that's kind of what I do, finders pickers paper. In fact, my most exciting purchase ever, I drove up to Kingsport from Knoxville, which is like 2.5 hours. Somebody had posted something on, hey, McBlitz 52, everything's going well. Somebody had posted something on Facebook Marketplace that they just had like 5 boxes of ephemera, and I didn't know what size the boxes were. So, I basically just said, I'll take it. So I got in the car and drove up there, and it was 5 like 19 by 17 by 17-inch boxes, so they were like huge moving boxes, and they were all just full to the top of ephemera. And there was so much I couldn't even look through it. So we agreed on a price, and I just bought it pretty much sight unseen. Then I ended up selling a lot of that stuff. This was way before knickknacks was even a thing. So this was like 3 years ago when I was first starting on the other platform, and did a unboxing, and that was the most fun I've ever had doing a live show, because I had no idea what was in the boxes other than what I'd kind of seen on top. And there ended up being, there were like complete sets of cigarette cards from the 1800s and early 1900s, in albums. There were like tons and tons of old billheads, letters, photos, newspapers, magazines. I mean, pretty much any kind of ephemera you can think of. A lot of military stuff was in there. And we did it over like I think it was over 3 days I did that. And I mean, it was by far my most fun show of this type that I've ever done. And I know I'll probably never find a mother load of ephemera like that again. So anyway, well, it's 3 o'clock. So I think I'm going to jump off here. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Like I said, today's show is more just about getting together to chat for a little while and kind of show everybody what I've got. But yeah, if you, that I don't have junk removal contracts, but I do get a lot of calls. My name's gotten out there enough in the Knoxville area, not necessarily just ephemera, but I get calls all the time, which is one reason my garage looks so bad. That, hey, my grandmother died or my dad's moving to assisted living or this or that. So I get usually at least a couple of calls a month, if not more. And, it's like going and having your own private estate sale. So, I always tell everybody relationships in this business are so important. And, all those are just based on me handing my business cards out or, I bought something from one person and I try to always treat people fair and, treat them like I would want to be treated. And that leads to them giving my name to other people. And so, and to be, I'm a full-time reseller and I couldn't find enough stuff just going to the thrift shop to make a living or even just going to garage sales or going to estate sales. I mean, I have to have the ability to go, obtain a bunch of stuff in bulk, at a good enough price that then I can go through and, and sell it for enough to make a good profit. So, those things are a godsend when I get those kind of calls. Yeah. And in April, I don't know why, so normally when I ship to Canada through Pirate Ship, even though I'm using their simple export rate, it usually just does the normal like USPS, like, first class international or whatever, and so goes directly to your address. For whatever reason, this time it truly did their, like it went through their clearinghouse. And then did you see my message where I sent you the tracking, April? Because the tracking that I put into Knickknacks was just the USPS tracking to the clearinghouse, and then it'll go from there anyway. If you didn't see it, yeah, go into your messages and I sent you the actual tracking. And if you don't see it, just let me know and I can send it to you again. And I'll kind of keep an eye on it as well. So I just wanted to let you know when it says deliver, that's going to be delivered to the pirate ship distribution center or whatever they call it. And, then it'll still have to get from there to you. So anyway, just keep me posted and let me know, and I'll keep an eye on the tracking as well. So, all right. Well, I think I'm going to get off here and get back to work now. I appreciate everybody stopping by. If I get it, next time I get another estate, we'll probably do another unboxing like I did last week. I know that was a lot of fun and appreciated all the people who bought from me last week. And with that being said, I guess we will see everybody next time. I'm sure I'll see you on other people's lives as well.